Welcome to Possibilities.
Possibilities is a program that showcases the talents of persons with disabilities.
It's not the body that does it, but the brain that does it.
Possibilities.
Hello and welcome to Possibilities. My name is Ub and Amputee, your usual host. Possibilities is a program where we showcase the talent, aspirations, struggles and fears of persons with disabilities. It is also a program where family and friends of persons with disabilities come to share the stories of their loved ones. And today with me in the studio, I have Miss Mary Jane. Miss Mary Jane is a fashionista and a whole lot. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Mary Jane, may our viewers meet you, please?
Okay. My name is Miss Mary Jane OKEKE. I'm a fashion designer. I studied business admin at University of Abuja.
Okay, so Miss Mary Jane, you are a fashion designer.
Yes.
So, what has fashion designing got to do with? Oh, you said you studied business admin,
Yes,
right?
yes,
okay.
yes.
So, how was school like?
My school life. Anyway, while I was in school, apart from the fact that I know that I was an amputee, a whole lot of people don't know I was one.
Okay.
Because of one, they see me, they just thought that my leg was bad.
Okay.
So, because I dressed to cover it, I didn't want to be identified. I didn't want to be known by it. I want people to get to know me before they know the disability. Okay. I don't want them to see the disability first before seeing me. So that was why I dressed to cover it. So a lot of people don't, except those that are very close to you. Yes.
Okay. So, what is the story behind you being an amputee? Because I can guess you were not born with an amputation.
Yes, I wasn't born like this.
Okay.
I had a terrible accident at the year 2010, March precisely.
Okay.
I was crossing the road and a trailer came and that was just happened.
Wow.
And then the people said, I didn't lose my leg at that moment, but over time with the hospital things, management, they couldn't manage it well.
Okay.
So the leg got bad, according to them, that the leg got infected. And the only option was to amputate the leg.
Okay, for you to be alive.
Yes.
Okay. So from the amputation to the journey of recovery and you discharging from hospital, how was it like? How did you accept the message of an amputation?
Anyway, mine, at first, everybody have different experience when it comes to their own disability.
Okay.
Mine was that when it happened, imagine a trailer and you. At first, I didn't even believe I would be alive.
Yeah.
So when I made it at that moment, I was already grateful that I was alive.
Okay.
So back in the hospital, I was just happy that I was alive. That even if I have to die, I won't die on the road.
Yeah.
But with time, I struggled with my life. I died and came back.
Yeah.
And this is my life right now. So I accepted it with joy. Like if I'm going to live, I had it in mind that if I'm going to live, let me live and make my life right.
Okay.
Then even if I die, I will make heaven. So that was the way I think. I didn't know life would continue. I have to live my normal life. I didn't think like that. All I was thinking is that, okay, at least I didn't die on the road. If I make it, if I'm going to die later, maybe I die and make heaven.
All right.
That was just the mindset. And then over time, I find out that life continues. Like I have to continue with my life. Okay. That it doesn't just stop at there. I went back. I thought about going back to school. And though it wasn't easy, like
yeah.
I couldn't do the things I used to do.
Okay.
So adopting was not very easy for me. My family was like, maybe I should just go home and they would just take me to the village. I would just stay there till I die or all that.
That's
but
serious.
I thank God I have good friends.
Okay.
Would have shared my dreams with over time. Like we have discussed what I want to be.
Yeah.
And she still believes I can do all that. And I didn't believe myself.
Okay.
So she would tell me, you are there. Because I would wake up, I would be crying. I don't know what to do. And she'll be like, though I don't have a role model, I don't have somebody I would look up to and say, okay, if this person can make it, me too, I can make it. People I see, they're on the street begging. So, and the family, the kind of thoughts I was hearing, the kind of words I was hearing was not encouraging. So, on my mind, I thought that was the end.
Wow.
And then when she told me, you can do that. If I have to run in an hour, you run in 2 hours. Why not start on time? You get to wherever you want to get to. Your dreams, you can still make them. God spared your life. Do you think a whole lot of people will make it with all that you've gone through?
Yeah.
You know, she started giving me hope and just the word. And for the fact that she believed I could make it, and that was it. I picked up from where I stopped.
From your talk just recently, you said you didn't have a role model to look up to, and you had your friend there for you.
Yeah, my friend was an able person. I mean, you know, the way the society see these things, like when your leg or any part of your body is gone, that is the end of your life. Like you are barely existing. That's the way people around me were saying it.
Okay.
And me too, at that moment, before I
Became
here like
amputee,
this,
yeah.
I didn't see anybody that I could, you know, that inspired me.
Okay.
And I didn't see, and most people I saw, like I said, probably on the street begging.
Yeah.
So, you know, people tend to reduce it like that. When it happened to you, be beg on the street. I didn't want to live my life begging. So that was just I didn't have somebody I would say, okay, if this person can make it, I too can.
All the same, we thank God for good friends.
Yes.
And God gave you one.
Yes.
Okay, how about your parents, your immediate environment? How did they receive the message, and how was the treatment like? Your family?
It wasn't good because they've given up that I might not get married, that nothing good might actually come out of my life anymore. They looked at it that, you know, there's a parable they keep saying that being alive is better than dead, but not that kind of life they are thinking. So I didn't really get much from them anyway. I didn't get much from them, but like I said, just this friend.
Yeah.
Because me, I'm a very reserved person.
Okay.
So most times it's just people I trust I can confide in. So I confided in my friends the things I wanted to be, the things I wanted to do. So that's maybe because I confided in her and she saw the passion of what I was doing to see that I achieved that. There was a whole lot of barriers before then, like my family not being able to help me become what I want to be.
Yeah.
That was already a barrier.
Exactly.
So when I shared
It's a
those
great
things
one.
when I shared those things with her, that like I want to do this to become this. So when this now happened, there was like I've been trying to do a whole lot of things for myself without any help, and now that this thing happened, would I be able to make it again? That was the mindset. If I have my 2 legs, I could not do the things I wanted to do. Is it now with one I could do it? So that was now the challenge. But my friend now, like I said, that friend, she really helps me.
Oh God, we thank God for good friends.
Yes.
In the course of life, did you face any form of discrimination? Can you remember any incident that you want to share with us?
They see their disability before they see you.
Yeah.
And they perceive it in a way that you can't do much. You understand? Can't you see Alex? She will not do anything. But the one that I know that touched me in a way, like I said, like when I said school period, nobody actually knew what was it. But like the one that touched me in a way was in a relationship I was in. And the guy having to tell me that his parents might not accept me because of the leg.
Yeah.
It's hot.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so we're in the era of the pandemic, the coronavirus and all of that. So before the coronavirus, what were you doing? And now that the coronavirus have come and is staying with us, how are you managing yourself, disability, and your fashion world?
I was doing my fashion things and all that. The only thing I know I did differently was probably to add the face mask. Most of my customers' clothes that I made for them, like is what we need to do. So most times buying these things, and most of them still want to maintain their looks. They still want to look beautiful in their fashion. So most times I want to combine, as in like use some of their fabrics to make face masks for them. And like if you're good at what you do, you'll still be selling.
Yeah.
Just pick what you want to do and do it right. The pandemic has not been easy. I have a whole lot of customers who now, most of them, they are no longer working because they are Some of them are working in schools and all that.
Okay.
And then, okay, I should be sewing school uniform very soon, but I can't now because of the
it's
pandemic. So it's really affected the business.
Yeah.
But what can we do? We are doing it, and God has been helping us. And another thing again is that I had more people learning under me too,
Okay.
because a whole lot of students are at home.
Yes.
They're not doing much, so it added to the number of people that I'm training.
Okay.
Okay, because most of them that are in secondary school,
Okay.
and some that are high institution. Like I have 2 people that are high institution now, because the pandemic they cannot go back to school, so they're using this period wisely. They are with me too.
Wow,
so that just added to.
So the pandemic has a kind of little disadvantage and more advantage on you.
Yes, in the learning, yes.
That's interesting. Okay, so Mary Jane, a fashion designer.
Yeah.
How did the journey start and how has it been so far? And someone with just one leg, I don't know how you managed to do it.
Everything is in the mind.
Okay.
Think it,
Yeah.
do it, and you see it happen.
Okay.
Now, before now, I said I had a dream. I have a vision of, I like to see people look beautiful.
Okay.
You know, it shows that you're living.
Yeah.
It shows life when people are beautiful. Like I said, you won't see a depressed person making up and all that. So it's my passion to see people look beautiful.
Okay.
And the fashion thing started before this thing, before
Yeah.
this
Accident
accident and all that. So I had it in mind. But when it happened, I didn't think it would happen again, because I looked at it. I'm buried with a whole lot of things I'm doing.
Okay, we have let go for a short break. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching Possibilities, and in the studio today we have Miss Mary Jane. Mary Jane was telling us about herself, fashion, and disability. So, Mary Jane, before the break, I asked you about the journey into fashion world. So, how did you find yourself into the fashion world, and how has it been so far?
It's been well. It's what I've been passionate to do anyway. Like I said, I love to see people look good.
Okay.
And then, apart from the fact that you go to school, you want to have something, have a skill.
Okay.
And in the MJ world I talked about, the fashion is part of it.
Yeah.
You can't direct people to sew something when you yourself, you don't even know anything about it. So that was why I ventured into it. I wanted, if I have a fashion school, fashion world, like a world where people will come and look beautiful, and I have a whole lot of people working for me, I shouldn't just direct them.
Yeah.
I should be able to teach them too, because I know these things. That was what prompts me to learn. It's not like I want to sew all my life. I'm surely built up to, that's why I studied business admin, to be able to manage
A business.
yes.
A business empire.
Yes, a business empire, having to do a whole lot of things like skincare, your hair, food you eat, eating it healthy to still keep fit,
Okay.
and then looking good. So these are a whole lot of things I wanted to do, and I can't do them alone.
Yeah.
You understand? How people to work with me to achieve that. So that's why I ventured into it, and it's been good. Like I've now find myself doing it, and it's been beautiful. Like to see people look good, and you like, I made this,
Yeah.
and you know the happiness on their face, actually is what's my motivation. Like when you finish a dress and someone's wearing it, and
It looks really good on the
Yes.
person, and you are behind the scene.
exactly.
It gives you a kind
Yes.
of satisfaction
Yes.
and all of that. Okay, you will also agree with me that there are some persons with disabilities who are not really doing anything. And this is you, a fashion designer. So what will you say about such persons?
Okay, you know, everybody don't have the same privileges like I do.
Okay.
You understand? I know that sometimes family, they don't really speak the right word. And most of them, you know, it's with that, when something, especially when it happened at the middle of your life or something, you might think that is the end of life. And then when you are getting all those negative vibes, all those negative words, you won't be able to go far. They are killing you inside, because you're already thinking in your mind, this things, is that how my life is going to end? And people are even saying it to your hearings too. If you're not strong, you might not do much.
Okay.
And then me, apart from the fact, that's why sometimes if it happens to you along the way, you already have what you want to do. Believe you can still do it. The only different thing now is I do them differently.
Okay.
You understand? Do my fashion, you might do your own, but I do it different because I'm unique on my own.
Yeah.
So when it happened to you, there's still something you wanted to do. There's still something you are passionate about. Still go ahead. It starts from the mind. You think it, you do it. But the thing there is that you might want to do it the way you used to do it before. If you can't do it, think of another way. Sometimes take a step, you see that you get those things done.
Okay.
Don't think that is the end of your life. It's not. As a matter of fact, it's a new beginning.
Yeah.
So in every disadvantage, there's an advantage. Use it wisely. That's what I have to say.
Today it's World Youth International Day. The world is celebrating youth all over. So we have youth with disability. Do you see a future for youth with disability?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do, because I have people like you.
Okay.
You understand? Who other people can look up to and say, if you are doing what you are doing,
Yeah.
I too can do it. I know I have been a role model to some people that this thing happened at the point in their life too. So they believe that if I can do it, then too can do it. I have a friend that I met when her own happened. I reached out to her. I know how she was thinking, because I thought the same thing too. It's a process. I went through that same process, but I went it before her.
Yeah.
So what I did was to lead her in the right channel. She's learning makeup, and she's good now. I think she's learning makeup and salon. As at last time she has finished, she's doing it now. If she can do it too, if it happens to anybody along the way too, you can. If this person can do it, you can do it. We all can do it. And with people like me and you too, there's a future.
Yeah.
Because at least you have a voice. You can tell them you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
All we needed to hear is you can
Do
it.
Exactly. I think you're right there. Okay, so what advice do you have for parents and families who don't support their loved ones with disability, who keep killing their dreams by what they say to them? What advice do you have to such parents, families?
You have to be sensitive to what you say to people at that moment, because especially when it happened at a point in their life, not like they were born with it. Even if they are born with it, you understand? Some of them, like when you are born with it, I think it's even worse.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you are born with this thing, you didn't choose this life chose you, and God knows why He allowed it. Yeah. And if it happens that you yourself, you are perfect, you are able. It happened so that you can complement the other person.
Exactly.
You understand? Now, if you have someone like that, all you needed to do, if they are a child, look into them. There's something they like doing. There's something you see that they do with joy, and they are good at it. Why not channel their energy to that? We won't do everything. We just one thing we'll do. Do your quarter. One. And if every one of us keep doing our quarter, the world will be a better place, and the economy will improve.
Exactly.
There's always what one can do. The only thing is just a right direction. Like, direct this person if he's a child. And then if he's an adult, just think of a way to do it differently than the way you used to do it before. But there's a whole lot of future if we can see it. And I'm telling you, we can.
Yeah.
We can, and it's there. All we needed to do is to think it. If we think it
Act on it.
and do it, you'll see it happen.
Okay, so how about persons with disabilities themselves? What message do you have for them?
The message I have for them is that don't give up. If God didn't give up on you, don't give up on yourself.
Okay.
And I never knew I was this strong until this thing happened. There's an inner strength.
Yeah.
Just exploit them. God didn't allow this thing to happen to you because He was wicked, but it's for a blessing to man. And you doing itself is a wonder. Like me to myself, I will see some people without hands, the things they do. I wonder. You understand? I wonder at what they do, and it marvels me, and I'm inspired.
Yeah,
So think it. The only thing is that most times we lock ourselves up. I know it's not easy. The society has not really been supportive, but use yourself. Don't give up on yourself. It's not over until it's over. If there is life, then everything is possible. All you need is life and good health. The fact that you are disabled doesn't mean you are sick. It doesn't mean you are sick. It's just that you don't do things. I say doing it differently. That is just how it is. If it happened in my hand, okay, and then your own is leg, it's just that you do things differently than the way I do it. But we still get things done. Just think it and do it.
Okay, you can check around the society right now. We have issues of gender-based violence, rape here and there. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think young girls with disability are at more risk of this rape issue going on, or what?
Yes.
Okay, so and what do you think can be done to kill the disease?
One is
I call it a disease because it's so rampant. It's spreading just like a pandemic. You hear a case of rape here, you go here, you hear a case of rape, and it's alarming.
Imagine if you lock a young girl up inside the house, and there's a young man going around doing nothing. You will feed on the child because that girl now is vulnerable. One, she cannot even feed for herself.
Yeah.
And these things have killed her self-esteem. You know, livelihood, having something to contribute gives joy. Like you are the reason why this thing happened. It has a fulfilling, it gives you a satisfaction that I was part of this. And then you lock a young girl because she's having one form of deformity and lock her inside. You're not trying to engage her on something. If you are the caregiver, like I said, there's always something one can do. Sometimes ask them, and if they cannot answer, you too, you can observe that sometimes some people like singing.
Exactly.
Anything, whether hobby can turn to money, just use it wisely. Now, if you lock a young child inside, a young girl child inside the house, and she's full developed, and then a young man is having around doing nothing, maybe those even taking care of them too. That's what causes these things. When there's an I do mind somewhere, it happens.
Yeah.
Because you conceive them, go and do this, and you start doing it.
You're right.
So I think they should engage them, find something and engage them. And again, if there's if they can have an emergency a call to reach out to, because imagine if I'm in an abusive home, I don't have anybody to talk to. Who would I talk to? I would just think it's normal. Even the society itself is not even helping. So you just be dealing with these things, adding to the disability. It's not fair. There should be a platform where people can speak, and then they'll be heard.
Okay. All right. So just imagine yourself as Mary Jane. You are in position to do something differently for the disability community. What will you do?
I would
Briefly.
I don't want discrimination.
Okay.
I want a world that I would live and live happily without being discriminated or without being seen less than human.
Okay.
That is one. And then empowerment.
Yeah.
When you have a means of livelihood, when you have your own quota to contribute, it gives you a sense of living.
Okay.
I want to make sure that every disabled person is engaged. Whatever passion they want to do, they just need little help. Most of them have ideas, great ideas. Just that some barriers are stopping them. If those barriers can be eliminated, I know they will do more.
Okay, Mary Jane, in 2 words, just a message from you to our viewers.
2 words.
Yeah.
Thank you. And please, wherever you find yourself, try and create a positive impact.
Okay, Miss Mary Jane, thank you so much for coming on the program. Hope when next we call you, you will come.
By God grace, I will.
Okay. So viewers out there, this is where we draw the curtains of today's episode. It has been an interesting time with our guest here, Miss Mary Jane. You can join us same time, same station on this program. We are open for advert and sponsorship. I have been your host, Ub and Amputee. You can contact us on the numbers on the screen. I have been your host, Ub and Amputee. Remember to be kind to someone. Thank you.